today's morning power up call. This is gonna be a good one. I'm excited to talk about what I have to talk about with you guys today, and it's perfect. Mother Nature has swooped in and helped with this because we're talking about fear today, and we've got a thunderstorm going on in the background, so it should add just a few extra notes to the symphony that is this beautiful morning power up call I have planned for you guys. Now, before we dive in, I just want to let you guys know we have some exciting new things happening inside of the boot camp. There's some evolutions that are going to occur. I'm massively going through the OODA loop personally to help improve the boot camp experience, improve the Legion experience for each of you. And some of you might have seen there's an actual review chat for one of the stages where you guys are going to be able to get instant feedback on your DIC, HSO, PAS as you're going through that part of the boot camp. If you're already in your Legion, you should be getting feedback from your guys in your Legion, right? No need to go back to the boot camp. But if you're in the boot camp and you're trying to figure out if your writing is good or not and you don't have any external feedback, it's going to be really important for you guys to get feedback inside of there. Now, I'm assembling the right resources, so we'll have apprentices in there, we'll have experienced guys in there giving you accurate and valuable feedback from someone who's actually good, verified, making money doing it. That way you can you don't have to go through the boot camp wondering like, am I doing this right? Like, do I even know how to write well? And not figure that out until like day 14 or stage 14, whenever you actually start reaching out to clients. No, you can figure that out as soon as you start writing. So be on the lookout for that. There's a few other developments along those same lines that will be added in. And be patient as we're getting the right resources in line so we can get that quick feedback. The goal is you should be able to drop your copy inside of that review chat if you're at that stage, and you should be able to get a review within 3 to 4 hours, right? We're not there yet, so manage your expectations, but that's the ultimate goal. That's what we're working to build right now for you guys. Again, I want this to be as frictionless and valuable for you guys as possible. I'm going to be continuously going through and updating it. So be on the lookout for that. Exciting new things coming. We have new apprentices to announce today, which I'll do later today. So be excited. We've got fun things coming. Now, I wanted to talk with you guys about fear as a copywriter, because fear is very real. There's a reason I like to call the students here copy warriors, and I try and teach that we're helping you guys become copy warriors, because if you look at this through the frame of war, the frame of competition, it makes it so much more valuable and easier for you as a young man to marshal your energies and marshal yourself to actually attack it and make it happen, right? And fear is very real inside of the copywriting world. And it's very real for everyone who goes through the boot camp, everyone who joins the Legion, everyone inside the campus, because writing is an intensely personal act, right? You're putting your thoughts onto paper, right? It's an expression of who you are. At least it can be perceived that way when you're first going through. Now, when you're writing inside of your own Google Doc, inside of your own little bubble, and it's not exposed to anybody else, it can be fun, right? You're like, oh, I'm just writing, and there's no judgment on it, no feedback on it. So there's no fear involved, right? There's no risk. There's no fear, and it's fun and it's cool. But then there comes a moment, usually it's when you start your outreach, where it's about to get real, right? You're going to send your stuff out to people, right? That cold email message is going to go out to people. Your copy is going to go out to people, and they're either going to like it or they're not, right? You're either going to get results or you're not. And if you're not careful, that fear can stop you or slow you down. I know so many people that are afraid of outreach. They're afraid of doing it because it's real. They're going to get instant feedback, and it might not be pretty. They might send out an email and get 0 responses at all, right? And that's actually really common when you're first starting out. You have to OODA loop your way there. So part of it is just managing your expectations and realizing that, it's going to take some time to build up to it, and you shouldn't sweat about the negative failures that you're going to experience when you're doing your outreach or when you're first doing copywriting. But the other side of it's very real. Many people are worried that they are going to be judged. Them as a person is going to be judged as they get their stuff reviewed, right? Because it's so, like I said, it's so intensely personal. Copywriting is your thoughts on paper. You are, and for a lot of people, you are your thoughts. That's how they view themselves and view the world. So you have to break free of that. But I want to teach you an important skill here. There's a habit you need to develop, right? There's a habit you need to develop, and that is to recognize when fear comes and then instantly overcome it. I'm going to show you how to do that here on this call. Now, there's certain types of fear, right? There's actual fear. If a lion shows up ready to eat you, like, it's going to inspire a certain level of fear, and that's going to motivate you to act. And that's good fear. You should probably let that fear run its course because, as long as you're in control of the situation, you want that fear to like cause you to act and run away from the line and not die. However, most of the times, like reaching out to people as a copywriter, that fear will not kill you. It is a fear that is limiting you. It's sort of a test, right? The universe has put this test of, hey, there's this difficult situation and you will be afraid. And it's sort of a filter to keep the lesser men from achieving the results that they want. If you can't pass that fear, you're never going to get the results that are up here, right? So it's sort of a filter. It's Mother Nature's gateway to riches, right? You have to learn how to pass it. I'm going to teach you how to do that on this call. The first and most powerful way to overcome fear is to realize that fear is just an emotion. It's just a feeling, right? Fear is not real. It is a nothing. It is beneath who you truly are. We've talked quite a bit on these power-up calls that you are your higher self. You are the conscious, analytical part of you. That is, you are your will. And beneath you is your subconscious, your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, all that fun stuff, right? Fear is not you. It is down here. The first step to overcome fear is to realize that. You have to realize that fear is nothing, right? And there's a really good explanation or example of this in popular culture. If you have read the Dune books or you've seen the stupid new movie that came out, there is the famous litany on fear, right? That Frank Herbert put in the Dune books. I'm just going to read it for you because it shows and illustrates this principle. It's poetry that describes the process that I'm talking about, where you rise above fear and let it just sort of wash around you, right? Or any other emotion that you might encounter that you don't want to have to deal with. Here's how it goes. Frank Herbert. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. Fear is an excellent opportunity for you to awaken your higher form of consciousness, your will, and to exercise it and refocus on who you really are. Your success in life will be determined in great measure by your ability to overcome and step above fear and move forward in positive ways. Like I said, fear is the gate. It is what Mother Nature has put in the way of everything you want, to make sure that only the men who are willing to rise to the occasion and who have dominion over themselves achieve the results and the bounty that comes from those types of actions, right? When you see fear, when you feel fear arise, you must immediately identify it and rise above it. Decide to let it pass over you and push forward anyways. You know what you should do and you should push forward, right? Learn to overcome fear reflexively, right? When you're fighting, you learn jab defense. That's one of the most important things you drill. You learn that when they throw the jab, you can catch it with your right and immediately return punch, right? Or immediately return fire, right? It becomes reflexive Now, when I get hit, I immediately return fire. It's a habit. It's built into me, right? You need to develop the same ability with fear. When you feel fear arise, you need to label it, identify it, and realize its emotion, and understand that if you feel fear, it is probably because that is the exact path you need to take to move forward and be successful. You need to throw yourself at that opportunity, right? Almost anything you want in life is on the other side of fear. You need to develop the ability to overcome it easily. Now, as a copywriter, that usually first happens when you start reaching out and you start pushing your stuff out into the actual wild to people, right? You need to embrace that fear and you need to lean into it, because it's only by getting real world feedback from actual people that you will be able to fine tune your stuff and adjust your style and adjust your writing until it meets that standard and you can get paid for it. So as you experience fear, as you go through it, as you see things that scare you, or and there's different varieties of fear. You as you start to pay attention to it, you'll notice it. But as you notice this fear and learn to overcome it, you'll start seeing yourself experiencing new results and new things that have eluded you for such a long time. This is one of the keys to my success. Is personally, I've been able to identify when I feel afraid and lean into it and push forward. I've realized that's the calling. That thing is actually calling me towards greatness, and I just have to embrace it. So use this technique, use this mindset shift to overcome the fear you feel as you start going through the program, as you start trying to do the difficult and scary work that is required for you to rise and become a man of true financial freedom, true success, so that you can then live the life you want to live. So use this information, go out, use it today, overcome fear, and achieve amazing results. We've got new exciting things in the works for the campus, so keep an eye out for that. I will talk with you guys again tomorrow.